Oh, thank you again for joining me. Now we go into composition of functions. Composition of functions. Under this, we solve the following questions. Okay, quickly before the composition of function, let's solve this question as this. Let the function f, function are defined on real number to real number be defined as f of x. You have this, okay. You have this such that you have 4x minus 7. Then if is a condition there, if x is greater than 3, then you have x squared minus 3. If minus 2 is less or equal to x and x is less or equal to 3, then you have 2x plus 3 if x is less or equal to minus 2. And the question is find okay, since that place is proving stubborn, I think we can move this way. It says find f of minus 1. Now going by these conditions, on this functions, on the condition that bound the function, so we have 4x minus 7 if x is greater than 3, if minus 2 less or equal to x, less or equal to 1, and if x is less or equal to minus 2, minus 2 is less than minus 1. So each one says if x is less or equal to minus 1, our function of x here is not less than minus 2. This is greater than minus 2. So minus 2 is less or equal to x and x is less or equal to 3. So this is what satisfies this condition for this function. So which means what we are looking for, our f of minus 1 will be equal to minus 1 all raised to power 2 minus 3. And that will be equal to what? 1 minus 3, and that will be equal to minus 2. So when you have a question that has condition like this, please watch out. This is how you will solve it. We go to the next question quickly. We have a lot of them to solve. So we have this. Look at this carefully. Now we are going to the composition of functions. So under the composition of functions, we have the following questions. We solve them together. So we move. Let me bring this down. So we have sufficient space. So good. 1. Find the linear function of f of x such that f prime of x is equal to minus 2 and f of x is equal to 5. Now the linear function, that means f of x, this implies that f of x will be, the equation of a straight line. It's a linear function. It is y equal to mx plus c. This means that our linear function will be what? Will be of the form mx plus c. Am I communicating? Good. Now they said f prime of x, if we differentiate this, of course, f prime of x should be equal to m. And they said that is equal to what? Minus 2. Do you get that? So f of 3 will be what? Put that into that equation. You have m open bracket 3 plus c is equal to 5. So what do we have? Our m is already minus 2, so you have minus 2 times 3 plus c is equal to 5. So what does that mean? C minus 2 times 3 is minus 6. So collection like terms, you have 5 plus 6. So our constant, or this is known as the what? It is known as the intercept. So it is 11. Now we are told to look for what? So now we can now go and find finally what we are looking for. So put everything together. What do you have when you put everything together? You are going to be having what type of function? So having done that, you have this expressed on the order, and you have gotten, we have a gradient, which is the whatever you get when you get whatever you have in the when you substitute that into the linear function, that's what you have. So you have our intercept, which is c. Yeah, we have it now. So is that why? Should we stop there? You won't stop there. So what do you have now? Put everything into the equation. So substituting for m and c, what do we have? We are going to be having this. Okay, let me just write. So substituting for m and c, you have x to be equal to x plus c. And that means what? You have the x as a function of x, f of x, to be equal to what? M is minus 2x plus 11. So this is a function that you should have, the function that we are looking for. The next question, please. Yes, so I think we are now into the so let me also delete, just like I've always done, to have enough space. So good. Question 2. F of x is equal to 2x and g of x is equal to 5x squared minus 1. Golf. Don't need to write this. This means g of f of x. That's what it means. So that implies that we have g. Oh, let me wipe this. So what is my f of x? My f of x is what? 2x plus 1. And you have this. So if you have g of x, this means whatever you have there, let it represent x in your g of x, isn't it? So this will represent x in our g of x. So what do we have now? This will be equal to what? What's our g of x defined on? We have 5 open bracket 2x plus 1 all squared. Can you see that? Then minus 1. So this is what we should have. Am I communicating? So you have that, then we solve that. What is 2x plus 1 all squared? 2x times 2x, we have 4x squared. This, the brackets. Then 4x squared plus 4x, then plus 1. This minus 1. So what do we have? We have 20x squared plus 20x plus 5 minus 1, that will be plus 4. So we have plus 4. So this is the nature of function we are to be having. Except you are told it is equated to something. If not, or you are told for graph of a particular value, then you can substitute that back into the value for x. You get? So this is what we have for this question. So the next one, which is the last question here. So we go. It says, if f of x is defined this way and g of x defined this way, what is the fork of half? Exactly what I was saying initially. So here, the first find fork. You are looking for fork of half. That is f of g, then the half of f of g. Yes, that's what it means. So you have this, first find f of g of x. Find f of g of x. And that means what? What is g of x? 2 open bracket of x minus 2. So you find this. So what do we have here? Wherever you see your x, you substitute that into that. So you have f. You are going to be having 2. You can expand this first. So that implies that you have f of 2x minus 4. Isn't it? So working with that, you are going to be having 2 open bracket of 2x minus 4, then plus 1. And what would that become? That will give us what? 4x minus 8, then plus 1. That will be equal to what? 4x minus 7. So the fork of half, that can be equal to what? 4 open bracket half minus 7. And that can be equal to what? 2 minus 7. And that will be equal to minus 5. So that is what we should have. Thank you for staying with me. See you some other time.